The ancient Britons, a Celtic people who lived in what is now known as Great Britain, left a lasting mark on the culture and history of Britain. Arriving long before the Romans, the Anglo-Saxons, and the Normans, the Britons laid the foundation for what would eventually become modern England. Keep watching to learn 7 intriguing facts about the Britons. Number 1. The Britons had a strong Celtic identity. The ancient Britons were part of the Celtic world, which extended across a vast area of Europe. In historical terms, the definition of a Celtic identity includes a common language family and a set of cultural practices and societal structures. The Celts were originally a group of tribes speaking Celtic languages, divided into 2 branches, Gaelic or Goidelic and Brittonic or Brythonic. The Britons spoke a Brittonic language, a branch that also includes Welsh, Cornish, and Breton. While the Celts are typically associated with Britain and Ireland, they resided across much of Europe, with their influence extending into parts of what is now France, Germany, Switzerland, Austria, and even the Balkans. However, the Celtic presence has endured the longest in what are now Scotland, Wales, Ireland, and England. Aside from the Britons, there were many notable Celtic peoples. Some examples include the Gauls in present-day France and Belgium, the Galatians in modern-day Turkey, and the Celtiberians in Spain. These groups shared linguistic and cultural similarities, but developed distinct local traditions and identities over time. Celtic societies were deeply rooted in a shared cultural heritage. They were known for their warrior culture, which valued bravery and skill in battle. Their social organization was typically tribal, with a strong emphasis on kinship and clan relationships. Another distinct part of Celtic society was their art, which included intricate metalwork and decorative motifs. They are renowned for their intricate patterns and designs, such as the Celtic knot. Their designs often held symbolic meanings related to their beliefs and cosmology, and their art was a form of expression as well as a means of recording history and mythology. Number 2. The Britons had spiritual leaders called Druids. One of the most captivating aspects of Brittonic culture was their religious system. They practiced Celtic paganism, and their spiritual leaders were called Druids. They were not only religious leaders, but also the intellectual elite of Brittonic society. They served as judges, teachers, and advisors to the chieftains of Brittonic tribes. Their influence was so significant that even the Roman conquerors were wary of them. The Druids practiced a polytheistic religion, with the deities linked to natural elements such as the sun, moon, rivers, and forests. They believed in the sanctity of nature, and they performed many of their rituals in sacred groves. One key aspect of the Druidic belief system was the reverence for the otherworld, a spiritual realm where souls would journey after death. Unlike later Christian concepts of heaven and hell, the otherworld was not a place of judgment. It was a continuation of existence in a different form. This belief in an afterlife reinforced the Britons' strong connection to their ancestors, whom they believed could influence the living. The Druids' importance and role in Brittonic society cannot be overstated. Their wisdom and spiritual guidance helped shape the values and moral framework of Brittonic life, leaving an imprint on the island's spiritual landscape that endured even after the Roman occupation. Number 3. Hill forts. The Britons constructed hill forts that were not only military strongholds, but also political and economic centers. These impressive structures, often located on high ground with commanding views of the surrounding countryside, were designed to protect the Britons from both rival tribes and external invaders. One of the most famous Brittonic hill forts is Maiden Castle in Dorset. This fort was equipped with complex defensive systems, including ditches, ramparts, and wooden fortifications, and it was supposedly massive enough to house several thousand people. In reality, it was most likely home to a few hundred residents. The legacy of the Brittonic hill forts still marks the landscape of modern England. Many of these ancient sites, such as Old Sarum in Wiltshire and the Maiden Castle, continue to attract visitors and archaeologists. The Britons' architectural ingenuity helped shape the defensive strategies of their successors, and their hill forts stand as lasting monuments to their engineering skills and their determination to protect their way of life. Number 4. They resisted Romanization. One of the most iconic moments in British history was the Roman invasion of Britain in 43 CE. The Roman Empire, then ruled by Emperor Claudius, sought to conquer the island and integrate its people into the expanding empire. The Britons, led by tribal leaders like Coronicus and the famous Queen Boudica, fiercely resisted the Roman forces. Coronicus, a chieftain of a Brittonic tribe called Catavalani, became a symbol of Brittonic defiance. After leading a guerrilla campaign against the Romans for nearly a decade, he was captured and brought to Rome as a prisoner. However, his eloquent speech before the Roman Senate earned him the adoration of the Roman people. As a result, the Roman Senate granted him clemency and released him from prison. This story is a testament to the Romans' respect for their Brittonic adversaries. Queen Boudica's rebellion is perhaps the most famous example of Brittonic resistance. She was the queen of the Iceni tribe in approximately 60 CE. Following the death of her husband, the king of the Iceni people, the Roman authorities seized Boudica's land. In addition to stealing her land, they subjected Boudica and her daughters to brutal treatment. In response, Boudica led a massive uprising, during which her forces sacked several Roman cities, including Colchester and London. Although the Romans ultimately defeated her, Boudica became a legendary figure in English history, symbolizing the fierce independence of her people. Despite the military might of the Romans, the Britons were never fully assimilated into Roman culture. While some tribes adopted Roman customs, such as coinage and urban planning, many aspects of Brittonic culture remained intact even under Roman rule. Hill forts continued to serve as centers of power, and the Druids retained their influence in certain areas, particularly in Wales and Scotland. The resistance to Romanization helped preserve the Britons' unique identity, even as they interacted with and adapted to the Roman presence in their land. Number 5. Origin of the Arthurian Legends. The Arthurian legends are one of the Britons' most enduring contributions to Western culture. These stories center around the mythical King Arthur and are deeply rooted in Brittonic history and mythology. Although experts debate the historical existence of King Arthur, many believe that a real-life Brittonic leader who fought against the invading Anglo-Saxons in the 5th or 6th century inspired the classic legends. The Arthurian legends are a complex blend of Brittonic, Welsh, and Christian traditions, with elements of Druidic mysticism woven into the narrative. Figures like Merlin and the Lady of the Lake can be traced back to pre-Christian mythology, where magic and the natural world were deeply intertwined. The stories of King Arthur and his knights resonated not only with the Britons, but also with later generations of English, Welsh, and even French audiences. The ideals of chivalry, honor, and the quest for the Holy Grail became central themes in medieval European literature, ensuring that the Britons' legacy lived on through these timeless tales. Even today, the Arthurian legends remain a powerful symbol of British identity. They represent the struggle between good and evil, the importance of loyalty and courage, and the enduring belief in a just and righteous ruler. The Britons' contributions to these stories continue to shape modern perceptions of British history and values. Number 6. They were skilled in agriculture. Although often overshadowed by their more famous Roman and Anglo-Saxon successors, the Britons were skilled farmers. Agriculture was the backbone of their society, and they cultivated a wide variety of crops, including wheat, barley, oats, and beans. They also raised livestock such as sheep, cattle, and pigs. These livestock were not only essential for food, but also for wool, leather, and trade between tribes. One of the Britons' most valuable agricultural contributions was the result of the mastery of ironwork. The development of iron plows, sickles, and scythes allowed the Britons to farm more efficiently, increasing their production of goods. Their expertise in land management enabled them to maintain a sustainable agricultural system, which was crucial for supporting their population. In addition to their practical farming methods, the Britons practiced a form of spiritual agriculture. They believed the land was sacred and that certain rituals were necessary to ensure soil fertility. Numerous offerings of food, weapons, and jewelry found in bogs and rivers act as evidence for their sacrificial rituals, which archaeologists believe were made to appease the gods of the land. Their close relationship with nature and their understanding of the land's natural cycles made the Britons early pioneers in sustainable farming. Many of the techniques they developed were later adopted and refined by the Romans and eventually the Anglo-Saxons, helping to lay the foundation for England's agricultural economy. Number 7. They have an enduring legacy. While the Britons' role in history may seem diminished by the Romans, Anglo-Saxons, and Normans, they played a crucial role in shaping the history and culture of modern England, Wales, and Scotland. From their contributions to agriculture and architecture to their enduring influence on language and mythology, the Britons left a legacy that their successors continue to feel today. Not only did they influence culture, but their language left its mark on the precursor to modern Welsh, Cornish, and Breton. Although marginalized after the Anglo-Saxon invasions, these languages have survived into the modern era. Welsh, in particular, remains a thriving language, spoken by over 500,000 people in Wales. Cornish, which nearly went extinct, has experienced a revival in recent years, with a growing number of speakers. Breton, spoken in Brittany, France, also maintains its Brittonic roots. Additionally, many place names in modern England have Brittonic origins. Cities such as London, York, and Dover have names derived from the Brittonic language. This persistence of the Brittonic languages, despite centuries of outside influence, proves how resilient Brittonic culture was. Even as the Anglo-Saxons and later the Normans absorbed them, their linguistic and cultural heritage remained an integral part of the fabric of Britain and Ireland. The broader Celtic culture of the Britons has also not been forgotten. In modern times, Celtic identity has undergone a resurgence, with a renewed interest in the history and traditions of the Celts, including the Britons. This revival is about preserving ancient practices and celebrating the Celtic people's historical impact on present-day societies. Their resistance to foreign invaders, reverence for the natural world, and vibrant cultures have all contributed to the rich tapestry of British history. The Britons may no longer exist as a distinct people, but their impact on the landscape, language, and folklore of Britain and Ireland remains a testament to their enduring legacy. How would you like to get a deeper understanding of history, impress your friends, and predict the future more accurately based on past events? If this sounds like something you might be into, then check out the brand new Captivating History Book Club by clicking the first link in the description. To learn more about the Britons, check out our book, Britons, a captivating guide to the ancient people living in Britain before the Anglo-Saxon invasions. It's available as an ebook, paperback, and audiobook. Also, grab your free Mythology Bundle ebook while it's still available. All links are in the description. If you found the video captivating, please hit the like button and subscribe for more videos like this.